How do you sum up the industry today? I think it takes bravery to be in it.
Bravery is when you see that great idea and you ultimately go and you go fight for it.
We're not conformists. We are there to challenge. So I'm not saying bravery means don't do it if you don't agree with it. I think bravery just means putting it very clearly to level set. So we're basically playing in this space, not quite this. And we just want to make sure that we all understand we're all on the same page.
Have often been examples of perhaps bravery because of restraint, because of what's not in there. Right, it's restraint, and that takes courage.
I think the bravest in our industry, honestly, are our clients, because they have to spend large amounts of money in very public domains, put themselves on the line, and go back to their organizations and say they succeeded.
It's like the restraint requires conviction. And that's got to be based on something, right? It's not just, I have this crazy idea, let's just go with it. And if everyone hates it, well, we just got to be brave. I'm not a fan of that.
And in the end, I believe bravery comes down to this trusted partnership between strategist and client, to where we both advocate for what we really believe.
You just have to take a stance and dig in. You just can't be rogue. That's not bravery. Rogue is not brave.
I'm much more of a fan of a kind of courage or bravery that's based on not calculation and not data, but based on a deep understanding and appreciation of the brand, of the organization, and of the moment. And if you have to go forward with that kind of conviction, then I think that could result in some fabulous things.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of research around this. It turns out there's a huge bias against creativity. Especially just as humans, right? Creativity is change. Change is scary.
Strategy said it's worse when people are afraid.
Our job is to not make the choice a brave one. To have made the argument for the bravery, we have relayed and outlined a case that gives us the confidence this has a large chance of succeeding.
And in many ways, that's what great strategists do. In many ways, I think that's what the bravest clients do. They help inspire magic in other people's hands, and they create the culture to really go for it.
And being brave is, in a lot of ways, the least risky thing you can do.
Please welcome the president and CEO of the 4A's, Marla Kaplowitz.
It's great to see everyone here. Welcome back to those who were here last night with us for our 26th annual Jay Chiat Awards. Welcome to StratFest. We are focused on strategic bravery. How many of you are feeling brave today? Let's see, come on. All right. So we are very excited to have a truly unforgettable celebration of strategic bravery through the lens of courageous thinking and innovative work in marketing, media, and advertising. We know all of you are rule breakers, risk takers, and revolutionary thinkers. So get ready to learn, share, and get inspired. Through interactive workshops and inspiring talks, we'll explore the messy side of strategy, the challenges around pitching and pushing a creative idea through, unpacking culture and how it shapes our work, unraveling secrets of the human brain to understand consumer psychology, what the future may hold, and so much more. But before we kick it off, I first want to thank our terrific sponsors of the day that help make all of this possible. Thank you so much. For those of you who are looking for the Wi-Fi information, you want to take a quick picture, go ahead. It's fairly straightforward. Convene, stay connected. And on your tables, you hopefully can see, but if not, we have QR codes throughout. You can go to the flow code and get additional information on your mobile device that'll have information on the speakers, any additional content that we push out. This is a terrific code to have, not only for today, but also for after the event. Also want to let you know that we do have an app if you want to be able to access the agenda. It's the Event Mobi app, and all you have to do is go in, and once you've downloaded the app, just type in StratFest 2023, and that'll give you access again to all the information that you need for today. Finally, if you would like to participate in our Q&A, and we know this is an active group, so we want you to bring your questions in. Most of our sessions will have a form of Q&A. Please use the Event Mobi app, and within the app, there's a Q&A section. So again, really great if you haven't already downloaded the app to go and do that. All right, now I'm going to bring up the amazing co-MCs for the day and also the co-chairs of our strategy committee, Elizabeth Paul, who is the Chief Strategy Officer for the Martin Agency, and Tomas Gonsorcik, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of DDB. Welcome, you're in for a lot of fun.
Welcome, crew.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know about you, but I want to play that video like on a loop as like a personal get hype video during the week or before a meeting when I need to be like pumped up around bravery. But yeah, we're so excited to have you guys here with us, for those in the room, for some folks that are watching virtually, for StratFest 2023, the only gathering that is really by and for the strategy community. We have a completely sold out event this year, so very excited for that. Congrats to everyone who got a ticket. And really an amazing mix of strategists, from agencies to entertainment, from brands to tech companies, I'm told from Iceland to Thailand, and hopefully everywhere in between. So we're excited to have so many people in the room. And also for those who were at the Jay Scheid Awards last night, we had the highest record number of entries in the last 5 years. So huge shout to everybody who entered in the JCAs. We heard from the jury chairs both that it was the most entries that we've had in 5 years and also the highest caliber of entries. So congratulations to those who won and to those who entered. You'll be hearing a couple of those case studies today. Last year, our theme was hot takes and great debates. And the reason that we chose that theme is we felt like we were seeing among the strategy committee these kind of like fissures and fault lines in the industry and conversations that really needed to be had, that we felt that strategists were kind of uniquely suited to lead. This year, our theme is strategic bravery for a very similar reason. We felt like the industry and the world needs bigger ideas, braver ideas, and brave voices that can not only inspire them, but can champion them, kind of midwife them all the way through. And so we, again, felt like strategists are kind of uniquely called to lead that work. And we wanted to get this group together to talk about bravery, to talk about the things that stand in the way, and hopefully to equip everyone who's a part of this to be a champion for both, inspiring and protecting brave work. The other side of bravery, obviously, is convention. Brene Brown, or Saint Brene, as we call her in my house, writes that true bravery comes when we decide to take a risk without knowing the outcome, which is really the opposite of convention. And I doubt that anyone in here, I could be wrong, but I doubt anyone in here is counseling the brands they work on to make conventional work, to make wallpaper. Probably every agency has a version of slide or slides that stands up and implores people for their own good to spend their money in a way that will be seen and effective, like we are fighting for their highest possible good. But the reality is that conventions are conventions for a reason. There's a bevy of research somewhere that says that if you brand early, if you say the rational proposition, if you want the beer to look refreshing, you have to backlight it in a green bottle with water cascading off of it. And these conventions make us feel comfortable because they promise the most consistent and predictable results in theory. And yet all of our longitudinal research in this industry shows that that is actually a path to decline. It's a path to invisibility. And on the other side of the comfort of conviction is really the trap of convention. And so often we are fighting as strategists for marketers to do what is in the best interest of their business and their brands, but that does require a cognitive leap, and that requires brave voices if we are strong enough and cunning enough to lead it.
So today is all about you. I'm sure each of you have 1,800 hours or so of billable time in your year, maybe some overtime as well. And this is 8 hours that is just about you. So I think I encourage you to be selfish, to focus on your own growth and where you want to take your career coming out of today. By the way, I went into dad mode and tried to tidy up the chairs, but I think it works. We put the agenda together to, I think, give us all time to learn, to get some practical tools, to, I think, connect as a community. So definitely download the app or just talk to someone who's next to you that you don't know and get to know them. Also, I think to assess the validity of all the comments and presentations that you'll see, or as we love to say, judge each other's work. Because I think there's probably nothing more scary than being in front of a room full of planners.
Peers, yeah.
I think creatives you could do, right? That's fine. We do this every day, but I don't know about planners. So have fun with it. What I also say is, not only did we want to make the talks interesting, but also to show you that career and strategy is really worthwhile and can be really enriching for all of us. You hear from planners that went on to become powerful marketers, that went on to become CEOs of agencies, founders, writers, professors. And I think it's really important for us to, I think, advocate for each and every one of you as leaders in this industry. Because I think one of my biggest fears is that the young, inspirational, interesting people don't necessarily see our field as a viable, interesting, fulfilling career. So be selfish, hopefully learn from one another, and feel the inspiration of what our field can do. Because ultimately, with strategic bravery, our work in the marketing field is fundamental in helping our clients and helping brands balance emotion and rational decision-making, effectiveness and responsibility, but then also represent the brands and consumer in the boardrooms.
So good. All right, let's dig in. Let's get into our agenda. I'm excited first to invite someone who is a good friend and one of my favorite humans. We're going to start by talking about bravery and culture. So culture is a word that is like thrown around a lot in our industry, not understood by most. My favorite definition of culture, which I did not invent, is that culture is whatever is normal for a group of people. And when you talk about shifting norms, you talk about real power to influence not just how people buy, but how they live, how they behave, how they move through the world. So here to share insights from his best-selling book, For the Culture, is Dr. Marcus Collins, marketing professor at the University of Michigan, former CSO at Wieden & Kennedy, New York. And he's going to break down the ways in which culture can influence behavior and unpack how we can leverage culture to get people to move with bravery and confidence. So Marcus, come on up.